This Hangout on air is live. Welcome everybody. This is Matt Monarch with the Raw Food World coming at you from Vilcabamba, Ecuador, in the midst of our third Raw Food Retreat. It is 7:01 here, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to rock it with a 1 hour hangout due to the retreat. We normally do 2 hour hangouts. And the place to ask questions is news.therawfoodworld.com/live. I've been speaking for 2 weeks straight and eating all sorts of gourmet food. So I think my voice is still good. What we're doing here right now on these Hangouts is literally what I've been doing for 2 weeks straight. It's been crazy. Awesome. So we're gearing up to get started here right now. Viewers are bumping up hardcore. And here we go. Got some questions here. And by the way, we just went horseback riding today, and my body is just, there was a group of us just galloping for 2 hours straight. It was insanely awesome also, but it's like I'm walking with my, my legs spread apart. I'm a little worn here from the horseback riding, but rocking it for sure. So let's go here. Let's answer some questions. Hi, Matt. Hope you're having a blast. May I have a link to your affiliate program? I started blogging again. I want you on my page for sure. Sweet. Okay, so guys, so Terry here wants to become an affiliate, and excuse me, just drink a lot of coconut water after eating gourmet food. She wants to promote our website and make money. So what we created was a brand new affiliate program that anyone can utilize. You can literally get a link and just send it to a friend, and they would click it and you would get paid for that. And you can actually, what we did was we made a brilliant affiliate program and built it into our store. So if you have ever ordered from us and created a store account, this means that you have an affiliate account with us already. And it's really awesome. What you do is you log into your Raw Food World account on our store, and then you click My Account at the top right-hand corner. And once you click on My Account, the very bottom hyperlink says New Affiliate Program. You go in there, you can get banners, you can just get a link to send an email to recommend it to someone, and boom, you get 5%. And additionally, this affiliate program is so cool that you can apply the money to your store account as a store credit. It's crazy off the hook. Fly with me. So there you go. That's how you get your affiliate link, Terry. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again. Wow. Okay, James Harkin says, I've purchased Angela's book, A Gentle Start, and given it to my pregnant girlfriend. She is doing what has been suggested. Thank you for the help you offer others through your books and the Raw Food World TV show. Awesome, thanks. Jackson writes, 35 minutes ago, a bird built a nest right outside my window. Really cute. Expecting eggs anytime now. Apparently pregnant birds can fly. The little things you notice. That's pretty cool. Thanks for joining us here, everybody. We're in the midst of our Raw Food Retreat. It's off the hook. Been going nonstop. These Hangouts, like what I do at this Hangout has been going on for 2 weeks straight, 24 hours a day. I do sleep, but not much. After this, I'm probably gonna go hang out with everybody till midnight, like every night, and then I wake up early in the morning. I'm gonna, once this retreat's over, it's over in like a day or something. I'm just gonna pass out and go like, boom. For 3 days straight. Hi, Matt. Loving the video, Jennifer writes. Hi, Matt. Loving the videos from the retreat and wondered how things were going. It's off the hook. I didn't do any more retreats. I went crazy for the first 3 days. It's been nonstop like that since. I stopped because I wanted to enjoy a little bit and have some fun, and you know, it's like I'm working the entire time. So we just went horseback riding today. Went galloping like crazy. Everyone became advanced horseback riders in 15 minutes. Oh man. We have this one guy who came to the last retreat, and we were just like, me and him went flying, and a few people joined us, and it was pretty awesome. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, and the food is amazing. My favorite thing that I've eaten so far were, oh man, I don't know how to say this and everybody makes fun of me. Samosas. Antonio made some samosas, and he also made a curry something or another the other day. He did an Indian day, which was Indian meals with lots of curry. That was awesome. And then tomorrow is Mexican day, and he's doing tacos with pico de gallo, guacamole, all sorts of things. That's gonna be fun. But regardless, everyone's like drooling already just thinking about it. Regardless, one thing that he does that I'm like picking up little tricks and techniques through everything he's doing, but he takes peas, soaks them in warm water for 15 minutes, and then dehydrates them, and then makes like a raw dish with it. And you know, like in rice there's like sometimes peas, it's like soft in that consistency, and it's so good. The texture, you just put it in any, like you make up like your own raw rice, like out of nuts or something, and you put that in there. It's just like crazy. Like nut patés with these peas are off the hook. Oh dang. I have a food demo tomorrow to do at 9:30 in the morning, and I have no idea what to do. People don't want, like, my stuff is basic. At the last retreat, what I did was a basic kale salad that I lived off of and regular salads I lived off of for 7 years of raw, made it in front of everybody, all excited, put it out at dinner, and nobody even touches it. And now I got to do another food demo. Oh, yeah. What to do? Oh, I was gonna do kale chips. Really thinking, man. All right. So what I got to do is go to Skype here real quick. Look at you guys. You're helping me plan my food demo for tomorrow. Don't send kale chips to Juice Factory. Want them for food demo. Okay. Sorry, everybody. Okay, so let's read the next one. Yeah, so the retreat is off the hook. Crazy. It's nonstop. I'm surprised I'm like doing this hangout right now. Okay, here we go. Anna writes, Matt, upon a recent visit, a raw food guru told me that the reason I feel weak on the raw food diet, can't wait to hear this one, mostly raw fruits and veggies and some nuts. Is it that given that I'm a blood type O and from Eastern Europe, I need to eat animal products, meaning my genes have morphed so much that I cannot be vegan. Thus, I need animal products to maintain. Do you agree? Okay. There is some legitimacy in it from one angle, but you can still get away without meat if you wanted to. The reason he is saying this, I'm kind of curious who this raw guru is. Let me know who this raw guru is. Your culture and all your lineage from generation and generation and generation above you has been eating animal protein, it sounds like, for a very long amount of time. So it's like embedded genetically into your cells practically. So what happens is it is more difficult for you to eliminate meat than someone else, not because of your blood type. I don't know what that was about, but what happens is you're going to go, the withdrawal process is a lot more intense than somebody else because it's like embedded from your history of ancestors and stuff like this. So now to reverse that is a very difficult path, but it can be done. It's not going to be comfortable. This is what withdrawals do. The heroin addict who gets off of heroin, he's not comfortable. But you can be vegan. From my perspective, it's just going to be a lot more harder. You got to be more careful. You might want to do enemas and colonics, and you might want to make sure you're covering your grounds with nutrients, B12, and stuff like this. Felipe writes, I recently introduced organic kefir and raw dairy cheese in my diet and noticed a need to sleep many more hours at night. Thoughts on why? It's hard for me to tell, Felipe, because I don't know what your current diet is. Were you like 100% raw and then you started eating goat's milk products? And I need to know that. Because if that was the case, then it might be the case because your body's used to going through less digestion because it's a more concentrated food compared to a raw food diet. So now your body's going to have to work harder and your body has to adapt and you might need more sleep or whatever. Diana writes, have you heard of any cures for eczema? Well, the ultimate cure for most things is cleaning the inner terrain of the human system. And what the Health Food Institutes utilize to help heal people from disease is a raw foods diet or a whole foods diet works. Many naturopathic doctors do that. Just, you've got to eliminate processed foods because this is the cause of things like eczema. And then when you eliminate that, the body can start to clean itself out. But there is a process of cleaning out. And enemas and colonics have shown incredible results with skin issues. Now, this is the number one most important thing, is to eliminate processed foods. And when you're really toxic from withdrawals, it's good to do enemas and colonics. Lastly, I do want to give you some products that can actually aid you, but I also want you to understand the importance of cleaning the inner terrain of your body, which is even more important. It's like products are good and can help, but if you don't fix the cause of the reason you have this, then they're useless in the long run. But regardless, Angela has a salve that we're actually bringing more. She just made some, and we're having some retreat members bring them back home. And she has a salve that someone put it on their eczema and it like took it away and they're hooked on it. It's like she gets herbs from this land and I don't know what's going on, but it's pretty powerful stuff. You might want to try dragon's blood on there also. We have that on our website. Tom writes, Matt, what are your thoughts? Which is healthy whole foods vegan diet? Which is healthy whole foods vegan diet with mostly cooked starches, veggies and brown rice, or whole foods diet with no starches and animal products? I keep getting this question over and over again. It depends which animal products we're talking about and which starch products you're talking about, because there's a scale of them, if that makes sense. So for example, there's chicken, fish, turkey, and then you could go to beef, and then you can go, things that are even more difficult to process. And then you could look at starches, you're looking at beans, quinoa, millet, buckwheat, and then we could go up to brown rice pastas and stuff like that, baked potatoes. So it's more about eliminating the ones that are more rough and then eating the other ones. But if it were me, I would do the easy animal products, the easiest on the system, and I would eliminate all the starches. If we're talking optimal. Eggs. I personally don't like the egg whites. This clogs up the human system from my perspective. I would just take the egg yolks and make omelets out of that. Put sea clear in there. I hear people do that and it's really good. All right, great question. Okay, Diana writes, what are the advantages of oil in the diet? Well, it depends what kind of oils you're eating. If you're gonna be eating like safflower oil or canola oil, this stuff is like actually damaging to the human body. But then we have cold pressed oils such as chia oil, flax oil, hemp oil, sacha inchi oil. These are all incredible and they're really extremely good for the human body because of the omega fatty 3 acid content. Omega acids 6 and 9 are extremely easy for anyone to get. But the 3s are what's most difficult, and that includes EPA, DHA, and ALA. And the reason why this is so important is because there have been statistics showing that 90% of Americans are deficient in these valuable nutrients of omega fatty 3 acids. And 60% of the brain is made up of these omega 3 fatty acids. So it's critically important to make sure you're not deficient there. And ALA is very easy to obtain, and all those oils I mentioned have ALA. And then what happens is ALA in the body, with some metabolic work, converts into giving the body EPA it needs. And then there's more metabolic work that goes on that creates DHA. And it's the EPA and DHA which we're lacking in and is the most difficult to get. And this is why doctors usually recommend that someone takes these nutrients from other sources 2 times a week. And I recommend it too because some people have problems converting ALA to EPA and DHA due to things such as allergies, diabetes, or whatever the issue may be. So I usually recommend an ALA and a DHA and EPA supplement. And this is why doctors always recommend fish oil because they contain the ALA, the DHA and EPA. The thing is, the fish, they don't produce the DHA and EPA on their own. They get it from the algae they consume. And what I like to recommend people is going direct to the source and getting the algae that, we carry an algae product. It's like going directly to the source versus getting it from fish. And it's like a vegan alternative. It's an algae. What I like to recommend is our Omega Zen plus EPA product. I even like to take these caps and chew down on them because the oil tastes so good. And I'm even more excited about a particular marine phytoplankton we're coming out with soon. I'm working out the final things with it right now with the producer. And this is gonna be the best source of EPA on the planet. Coming soon, marine phytoplankton. Okay. Tom writes, cooked starches, specifically brown rice, gives me headaches and bloating. Okay, even when eating with steamed veggies. Any thoughts on why? Well, one of the biggest issues that people have is they get all excited about the raw food diet and they start doing fasts and stuff like this, and they change the chemical composition of their body to where this is their consistent diet was here, and then they evolved to requiring less food after they clean their systems out and their cells unload and they change and adapt on a chemical level, and now they require this amount of food. And so when you were here, these starches would have been no problem because that was an improvement in diet. But now that you've taken it this far, you go back this way, and then it's going to give you the headaches and bloating because you've taken it beyond. This is why it's critical when I like to tell people choosing a new diet is like choosing a spouse. You got to live with it for the rest of your life or there's repercussions. Because when you evolve on a cellular level to your new diet and adapt to this, it's not like if you do this for a month or two. Like if you do this for a year or it can be pretty fast if you do like crazy amounts of fasting, because then the cleansing of the internal terrain of your body happens at a rapid rate. So what happens is you become cleaner and you require less food. And then there's consequences for going backwards. I'm guessing that's what's going on for you. You can like kind of see them like totally on key here today, because I've just been speaking for 2 weeks straight, 24 hours a day at this raw food retreat that's off the hook. We're rocking it live here. These retreats are like one of these 1 hour hangouts, 24 hours a day for 2 weeks. And then we sleep a little. Here we go. Japanese derive 80% of their diet from white rice, which most consider a highly refined food. How do they stay healthy and thin? Writes Anastasia. Well, if you think about it, white rice isn't on the Whole Foods list. But a food is not healthy based on the nutritional quality, nutritional content that it has. A food is healthy based on how little it damages the human body. So if a person were to eat McDonald's and then they stop eating McDonald's and they replace that McDonald's with cardboard, which has zero nutritional value, but damages the body very little, they're going to start healing from disease based on the fact they eliminated the cause of the disease. Now, white rice does not have gluten in it. And although I don't recommend it because of how highly refined it is the whole food, this is the Whole Foods line. This is like what I said. If you go to the link right here, the Whole Foods list, a Whole Foods diet is that list. If you could eliminate everything from your diet but what is on that list, you are on a Whole Foods diet. And God willing, you will not become reliant on pharmaceutical drugs like most of Americans today in the long run due to a condition, ailment, or general disease. Most likely you won't end up incapacitated with a walker and cane. You won't be in an old age home. You won't be senile, hopefully. That's like the whole point of this Whole Food diet, to where in the long run, we don't end up with all these issues and we have a higher quality of life now and then. So here we are. This is the safe ground. The Whole Foods diet is the safe ground, and you're there if you eliminate everything from that diet, but what's on there. Now, the white rice is probably just like right here, and a person could get away with it. You can get away with it because of how it's not ideal to the human body, but it's like eating cardboard. But it's better to eat brown rice. It's less processed, still has its rice bran intact and all that other fun stuff. So it's definitely a lot more beneficial. So it's highly recommended to do brown rice. But this is why they're getting away with it. It's a very good thing compared to what most people around the world eat. It's a huge improvement. If a person eliminates processed foods and eats McDonald's all the time and they start eating white rice, they're going to start healing from disease based on the fact that they've eliminated all that crap. Now, if a guy like me eats white rice, who's already over here, that wouldn't look pretty good. All right. Jennifer writes, thanks for the updates on the retreat. Will he be doing an uncooked book soon? Pretty please? You guys, I'm trying. I've tried, Antonio, like, okay, this is, Jennifer, you have to do this, please. Go to his Facebook page, Familia Loose. Crystal, if you're watching here, can you type in his Facebook page? Put the link to his Facebook page. And everybody click on it, go to news.therawfoodworld.com/live. Crystal is about to put this link up any second. Click that link and say, Antonio, look, you've done 3 retreats now. It's been about 2 years. Everybody's been seeing your wonderful food. And you know what? You've been talking about this recipe book for a very long time. I think it's now time for you to put this out. Please. And then say, if you don't do it, Matt said he's going to do it on his own. You don't have to say that. That's just kind of like going. I should tie him. And say this, you know what, Antonio? Your wife and daughter are going to Europe tomorrow. They're leaving tomorrow. You're going to be alone for 6 weeks, I think. This is like, you've never been away from them for this long. This is the ideal opportunity to do this retreat book. And if you don't do it now, quite frankly, I don't think it's ever going to get done. So, you know, take little excerpts from what I said. Everybody, Crystal's putting his link to his Facebook page, and we'll see what happens. It's actually going to help us if you can actually do this on Facebook. All right. Tina Halberg writes, I seen you have a yurt. What? I would love to live in one someday. Do you ever hang out in it? Is there a possibility of a 1 week retreat in the future, or is 2 weeks the only option? You can come for 1 week, the first week, instead of the whole 2 weeks. The first week is where it's at. Just come for 1 week. You can do something like that. I am hoping to get to the December retreat this year, but don't think I could swing 2 weeks. There's actually one woman who's coming for 1 week only during that retreat. You're not going to want to leave, but you can do 1 week if you want. And you'll get what you need to know from the first week, because that's where it all goes down. I mean, where the important info comes down. But yes, we have a yurt. You can stay in the yurt if you want. Yeah. Angela hangs out, and sometimes we actually used to have it right by our house, and we moved it there for the retreat. It used to be Angela's little sacred thing with her crystal bowls, but you know, we thought it would be cool to use it for the retreat instead. One of the viewers writes, I remember this one, green peas that you buy that are hard or fresh peas. Well, fresh peas are hard too, kind of. So the fresh stuff, and then you soak those in warm water for 15 minutes, and then you dehydrate them. I thought you had to cook peas for hours, so probably not good for you. No, it's just, it gets a little bit more soft, and it's pretty cool. And then you put it in like a nut pate, and it gets even, it's like wet in there, so it's like even gets more soaked. All right. Forrest Wilson writes, hello, Matt. I've just joined the benefits program. Sweet. Wish I had when I first found you 2 months and 5 orders ago. The benefits program is pretty awesome. You join this bad boy, and like over 100 products are automatically discounted anywhere from 10 to 50% off. And we upgrade your account, and it's just like your account is a special account where pricing is different. And then you also are granted a 13% coupon code if you do it by month. And if you're a yearly member, you get a 14.5% coupon code, and it's actually cheaper to do something like that. There's a few issues with the website not applying the discounts, deep discount or 14.5% off. Okay, so what happens is we update the coupon code in the benefits program every month. So you got to go find the coupon code in the benefits program. It's there. You can see it. 14.5% off. The deep discounts should be working. I know there was one issue with the kelp noodles that kelp noodles due to how. Let me know if it has to do with kelp noodles. I'm assuming green juice. Whoops. Dude, I gotta tell you what's going on with the green juices here in a second. Like, I'm so proud of all the retreat members here. You wouldn't believe, like, the people are losing weight. Their clothes are falling off of them. The transformations that are happening on a physical and spiritual level here is just out of control. We're sitting there doing hikes that people are accomplishing. It's just amazing. Okay, so here we go. Back to this deep discount, and we'll go to the juice. I'll tell you about juicing. Like if the items aren't quite saved, if you're logged in to your account, the items do get saved in your account, in your shopping cart, but you have to be logged in or it doesn't register it. You got to be careful with the maki berry powder you're getting, just so you know. It did take a lot of hard work and time. Sorry guys, he's just asking a lot of customer service questions here, so I didn't want to like put that on here. Okay. Jennifer writes, calcium deposits and calcium buildups. Ideas on which foods to combat them, break them down to help eliminate them. I'm assuming green juice, but didn't want to know what else to suggest. Other than foods, what else do you suggest? This is a great question. And what I'm going to do before I answer this question is tell you what's going on here with the Norwalk juices. So everybody is loving the Norwalk juices, and we're offering 3 different kinds of really potent Norwalk juices here. Firstly, please understand that the vegetables from our biodynamic garden has so much nutrition in it, it is out of control. There are studies that have been done in Holland showing that about 250 heads of lettuce equals 1 head of lettuce 50 years ago. I'm not sure if it's 50 or 100 years ago, but something like that. That's what we're dealing with here on this planet. But here in Vilcabamba, Ecuador, in our soil, we're dealing with extremely potent food. So and then we're using Norwalk juices, where when you juice it, no other juice in the world opens up every cell of the entire vegetable on a molecular level, unleashing crazy amounts of nutrition into the juice. So we were offering 2 juices a day. One was carrot, beet, cucumber. One was carrot wild greens like nettles and fennel and not even dandelion, but like alfalfa straight from our land. And then we're also offering carrot celery. So everyone was able to pick 2 that they wanted. And then people were like, they love the juices so much, they were asking for more. So I'm like, okay, I passed a piece of paper around. I'm like, everybody write how many juices they think they can drink, and let's see what it is, and I'm gonna make it happen. So they passed the paper around. Keep in mind, like, what's interesting is people pig out at these retreats, but people are not pigging out as much at this retreat, which is out of control. I can't believe it. So I get the paper back, and there were like, people were asking for 5 juices for the entire day, 8, 3, 4, 11. I was like, what? We are literally making 100 juices a day. It's all about abundance here. If they wanted it, I'm going to do it. And I was a test. I was like, okay, let's see if they can do it. We put all the juices out, and as they drink them, we just put more and more out. And it doesn't end. I mean, it ends. They finish them by the end of the day. I can't even drink that much juice in a day. People are detoxing like crazy, running to the bathroom nonstop. Regardless, you think that's bad. So the most difficult juice for me to drink is the carrot, beet, cucumber, because of the beet juice. It is one of the best ways to cleanse the liver, is the beet juice. So, you know, we're smart about it, and you don't want to because we don't want to mess anybody up. So we're like, okay, we're going to do carrot, beet, cucumber juice for you guys. And we just put like 2 to 3, 4 ounces of beet juice in these juices. And then they wanted more. Everyone was drinking the beet juice. Everyone wanted more and more of the beet juice. The beet juice, we're making 50 beet juices out of the 100. More than that, because that's all what some people want. I'm like, what is going on? They're peeing purple. That's how crazy it is. They've got this whole song where they're going, purple rain, whatever. It's a little nuts out here. But regardless, I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, they wanted me to up the amount of beets in their juice. I'm like, all right, you guys crazy. I'm like, how many ounces do you want? 6? They're like, more. 8? They're like, more. I'm like, okay, you know what? We're gonna stick with 8 ounces and we'll see what happens. They're going through crazy amounts of detox, going nuts with it, and they were totally fine. Some people I'm like, do you still want me to up the beet juice more? Some people are like, yep. but most are like, no, this is perfect. That's how intense it is. Some are drinking 5 beet juices a day. Okay, regardless. For calcium deposits and calcium buildups, what we want to do, okay, first off, it's really good to drink a glass of grapefruit juice first thing in the morning because it has something in it called salicylic acid. And what this does is it breaks down, the calcium deposits. That's what the salicylic acid is so good for. And then what you could do is drink a lot of carrot celery juice because, the ratio in celery of sodium to calcium is 5:1, and calcium stabilizes in a solution of sodium. So since there's very little calcium in the celery juice, it will take calcium deposits and stabilize it inside of the sodium in the celery. And then it's good to drink something maybe like carrot spinach juice later to keep your bowels moving it out. Enemas and colonics are always good too for this type of thing. So a couple carrot celery juices can also be good in this process. It really works if you have arthritis. You might get some pain during this process, but the number one key for doing this process is to eliminate processed foods completely, because this is what's loaded with inorganic elements that is clogging up the system. And this is what we need to eliminate permanently in order for this to stop. And then once you've done that, you can do this process to start getting it out forever. And I like to recommend distilled water to drink if you're going to drink regular water, if you're going to drink water throughout the day. Because distilled water, I know people consider this dead water, but it's empty. And it attracts things to be pulled out of the human body, such as this calcification and stuff. There's old school books that have things called the distilled water cure. It kind of cleanses the blood of impurities. And for example, for arteries that are clogged up, these are very tiny capillaries. We'd want inorganic elements going in there. Cooked salt is no good because this is insoluble in water, and it causes varicose veins. These are things we don't want in our system. We want to eliminate processed foods. Things like Himalayan salt, Celtic sea salt are okay because it's in its natural state and they are soluble in water. We don't want inorganic elements to enter our body. This is crazy. I gotta do more speaking. All right. Give us the option to review items on the site, star rating and so forth, like Amazon. I think we did that. All right. Jackson writes, did anyone catch all the oils cold pressed? Is that olive? Olive oil is good. It doesn't have the omega-3 fatty acids, but the other ones that I mentioned, such as chia seed oil, hemp seed oil, sacha inchi oil, that's my favorite. Did I say chia oil? These ones have the omega-3 fatty acids. Those are the best. Luke writes, Matt, do you have any thoughts on reptilian races existing? Have you had any experience with people that seem to have very dark but powerful energy? If so, what did you make of it? Is the dark power they have developed intentionally? I had an experience with a person during my early awakening stage that really startled me. I don't want to get into specifics on my end, but would like to hear your thoughts. Almost all people have good in them. And when things like this happen, the person is not necessarily aware that it is even happening. So it's almost like, don't blame them for it. You are responsible for everything. And because this happened to you and it seems like you got an owl, like an intrusion into your reality, this is your fault because you allowed it. It's almost like we got to be on guard. We got to keep everything in. Like we got to be focusing and doing that work and not like being open all the time. We got to be protecting ourselves always. So we always have to take responsibility for everything that happens in our reality. And for me, for the path that I've chosen, which we talked about in Healing Series number 3, if that were to happen to me, I wouldn't blame that person. I would be, I screwed up, I'm sorry. Did you guys think my thing broke? Like, okay. All right. I wonder what Angela meant by the rabbit hole. I think she knows what she means. There are many levels. I have no idea what you're talking about. I think she got that from the Matrix movie or something. How far do you want to go down the rabbit hole? Jacob writes, hey Matt, do you ever take digestive enzymes with meals? Yeah, on occasion, you know, it's a good thing. I've heard that the food and soil is really enzyme and mineral deficient. Yeah, we were just talking about that a minute ago. Thus, it takes more of the body's own enzymes to break down the food and process it. Not sure if I want to subscribe to that belief. It's not something to like beat yourself up about, but it raises interesting points regarding the quality of whole raw foods, and we're getting nowadays. You probably get pretty good food there in Ecuador. Yeah, we just were talking all about this, Jacob. You got to watch the replay of this. But more importantly to consider is if you're worried about how you're digesting your food due to depleted soils, there's another factor we should be looking at. Excuse me, I drink a lot of coconut water, so I'm burping. Now, let's say you eat a cooked whole foods diet with enzymes. Let's say you eat a cooked whole foods diet without enzymes, without supplementing with enzymes. Now, how am I doing this example? Now, if you're eating the standard American diet, and then you go straight to cooked whole foods. Okay, this is how I gotta do it. Okay, so if you're eating the standard American diet with enzymes, and then you go to a cooked whole foods diet without enzymes, the amount of work that your body has to do and the amount of enzymes that are being depleted are a lot less eating no enzymes with whole foods versus eating the standard American diet with enzymes. Because the difference in how hardcore the body is being worked to digest and break down food from here compared to here is great. And then if you move this to over here, whole foods, and do this with raw food now, it's the same concept. So if you were to do whole foods with enzymes and then do a raw food diet without enzymes, this is a lot less breaking down. Your body is breaking the amount of energy your body goes through breaking down this with enzymes and whole foods. This is a lot less energy being expended. So forget enzymes. We got to be looking at the scale. We got to be eliminating processed foods. That's the key. Okay. If I can get to the December retreat, the yurt is mine. It's yours. I'm considering a raw food way of eating and have done a 30-day juice feast and felt amazing. Uh-oh. Now with eating processed foods again, I feel my energy is zapped. Uh-oh. Any advice on how to get off processed foods? I remember my dreams being 3D on the juice cleanse. Things were so clear, it was beyond amazing. It's the same thing with raw foods, and it's almost like you kind of screwed yourself with this 92-day juice feast. See, the problem is, what we were talking about earlier, choosing a diet is like choosing a spouse. You've got to live with it for the rest of your life or you're going to suffer repercussions. So here is your current diet. If you make an improvement and stay here, not just 1 month or 2 months, that's no big deal. But if you stay here for like 2 years or something, then your body adapts to this and you can't eat what you used to eat without having issues. You require less food now. If you go back a little bit and you're not eating as poor as you used to and you lost all this weight, you can gain your weight back and you're not even eating as poorly as you used to because you require less food and the body just throws it wherever it needs to go. So now when we look at this 92-day juice fast, you are taking the fast route, the fast path to changing your body on a chemical level to where you require less food. And now you went back to processed foods. These processed foods that you're eating now, because you did this juice fast for 92 days, is more damaging to you than they were to you before. It's kind of like you messed up. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't mean to like make you feel bad about this, but what I'm saying is you became so clean and now these are gonna hurt you more. You're gonna be more lethargic from eating them, while before you weren't that lethargic. When a 92-day juice fast is like being on a raw food diet for 6 or 7 months. And if you did the enemas and colonics, forget about it. You've cleaned on a chemical level and adapted so fast, it's crazy. It's critical to eliminate processed foods. And you don't need to be on a juice cleanse to have the 3D effect that you're talking about. Even a raw food diet does that. It's like take baby steps. Every little step you make is an improvement. You're gonna feel really good. And when you stabilize out there and adapt, you can take it to the next level. And the slow path is the way to go. You're not in danger or anything. You just did this once. You probably adapted fine going back to where you were. But it's something to keep in mind. Choosing a diet is, you gotta stick there forever. And what I would recommend to you is eliminate processed foods and just stay in whole foods. Eat the egg yolks. Eat the brown rice and beans if you want. Like, you can do this. Just don't go 100% raw, because then what happens is you fly back here because you're not able to handle the extreme change. But yes, the retreat is yours. The yurt is yours. It's actually a shared space. So it's actually a more inexpensive route. It's shared with a few people. And then there's the yoga pavilion, which is kind of like a yurt, which is only shared by 2. The yurt is shared between 2 to 4. It's huge. It's a huge yurt. And we have a teepee also. And here it is, Antonio's Facebook page, everybody. It's at news.therawfoodworld.com/live. You want this recipe book? We've been eating his recipes all week long, all 2 weeks long. I've had the most incredible samosas that were just out of this world. Tomorrow is Mexican night, these curry Indian dishes, crab cakes, burgers, curry burgers. He makes these power wraps, fish sticks. He's making ceviche also. It's just, you guys, go to news.therawfoodworld.com/live. We just posted the Raw Food World post here. It's probably like 6 comments down, Antonio's Facebook page. Write him there. You mentioned beet juice. Do you drink beet kvass? I don't know how to say that. I probably butchered it. I make it and it's amazing. Sounds amazing, but I don't know. Oh, chia oil. Will you be getting that in the shop any point soon? Yes, we're getting chia oil. We're getting all the oils we don't have. They're actually on order. Let me see what's happening. They should be there by now. They just probably didn't put them up. Let's ask her. By the way, the June ACCA specials end tonight. And right at this moment, you can take advantage of June and July's ACCA specials at the same time. So here we go. Rosa, where are you? Did we get the oils in yet? Can they be added to the site? Maybe someone could type in chia oil at therawfoodworld.com and maybe let me know if it's there. But it's going to be there any day. She might even respond to me any second. Okay. Anne writes, other than eliminating processed food, sugars, white wheat flour, how can I lower my blood sugar levels? I am not diabetic, but it's creeping up and I want to avoid problems. Thanks. Anne, Have you eliminated these things that you're talking about, processed starches? There's a book by Gary Taubes called Why We Are Fat. And he did scientific research and discovered that as soon as a country was introduced to the Americanized way of sugar and flour, then all the diseases like diabetes, obesity, and everything else came into effect, which crippled that country. And it's these two things. This is what I've been talking about, refined sugars and processed starches. We've got to eliminate processed foods. And once you do that, everything has the potential to balance out. And if you're concerned of the blood sugar thing, just you've got to eliminate processed. You're doing something that you can right now. You've got to eliminate processed foods completely, and that's it. I'm done with processed foods. And then live like this for a year, for 6 months, 3 months, and see what happens to your condition here. It should just automatically, potentially, has potential, something can happen there. And you might not even need to worry about anything beyond that. So do that and just have common sense about the blood sugar thing within the next 3 to 6 months and see what happens and come back to me. Rick Wilmarth wrote, what are the cheapest fruits and veggies for extended juice fasting? There's a warning here on extended juice fasting. When you do this thing, you change on a chemical level very fast and you start to require less food. And then if you go back to eating poorly like processed foods, these processed foods are more damaging to you than they used to be. So if you can't maintain a whole foods diet, you don't want to be doing extended juice fasts. But with that being said, carrots and greens. One of my favorite juices that tastes really good is carrot and romaine lettuce. Carrot celery. Go to a farmer's market and ask for like 10 heads of romaine lettuce and say, can you hook me up with a deal? It's like buying wholesale, get the price that the Whole Foods gets by doing that at the farmer's markets. And it's the best stuff in the world, these farmers. Jacob writes, Matt, I wrote that question about enzymes before you started talking about the food quality. Sweet. I'm a little behind here. Okay. Derek writes, Matt, I know there are parasites that love bad foods such as carbs, sugar, and processed foods. We've got to be eliminating these things. This is what I've been talking about. Do you think there are parasites that love negative energy such as depression? Oh, man. Yes! But these are different kinds of parasites that you don't see with the physical eye. Yes. Yes. Absolutely yes. What's happening is depression and all these negative energies are just an opening in your being to allow a parasite to feed off of your energy. That's what it is. It's a parasite. Anger, hate, etc. Yes. I eat healthy, but sometimes I get these feelings of extreme depression and anger for no reason. I'm not as healthy as where I want to be, but I would like to know if this is just a symptom of detox, like is going to be bad before it gets better. Oh, this is where the focus work comes into play. And also doing this, which we talk about in video, this healing series number 3 there. Okay, so let's look at this. You have these feelings of extreme depression and anger for no reason. I'm always talking about not all thoughts are our own. And this is why we've got to figure out our reality. It's almost like this is an exciting opportunity for you that you have feelings of extreme depression and anger. Because it's an opportunity. When a person has anything that doesn't feel well like this, here's your reality. This is everything you experience. You have 5 senses, 6 senses, because our 5 senses are these worldly senses like touch, smell, taste, and everything like this. But we experience more things than these just 5 senses. Anything beyond that is the 6th sense. And here we are in the middle of experiencing everything in our own personal reality. So we experience everything, we feel everything, all of these senses among emotions, depression, feelings that don't feel good in our being. And you could do one of 2 things. All of these energies are energies, regardless if you want to label them as good or bad. And they are spiritual energies. And you think that's you. But it's all about how you react. And so if you're here in your reality, you got to connect to God or the creator. And what you do is once these vibrations are in your reality, you could do one of 2 things. You can either react to it, and when you react to it, it gets you and drains you, or you cannot react to it and endure and feel this energy. And the great thing about this is all it is energy. And if you can endure and stay there until it's gone without reacting, then guess what? That energy you got energy from it. So this thing is coming in attempts to take energy, thinking that it's not going to lose energy because you have always given it. But if you can react and have faith and stand there and endure and be excited about this opportunity, if you can actually come out with more energy, then what happens is you weren't subject to that energy drain, which makes you a more powerful individual on some sort of level, which better be used for good, or you can get slapped from above. So what happens then is you have all this energy in your being, and then the other thing, it comes in again. If you didn't react the last time, you're like, hey, I've done this before. I get this little game in my reality. It's like a chessboard game. I could do it again. It's like you're not going to be scared this time, and you really won't react this time because you became stronger. And then you're going to get more energy. It's almost like, yes, it's back. Thank you for giving me more. And every time you get more energy, you become more powerful to where these types of things have less impact on you because now you're stronger and that energy force is not strong enough. It's like now you're more strong than that, and that goes into more pain when you build up energy like that. But we're always blowing it. We're doing things we shouldn't be doing. Married people are fantasizing and looking at other women walking by and whoa. We're doing many things we're not supposed to be doing. And that's how we always lose our energy. In healing series number 3, to the left right here at news.therawfoodworld.com/live, we talk about all the different traps there. And the shortcut to all of this is the creator and making this commitment that we talk about there. Okay, so the chia oil is not there yet. I'm on it. Tina writes, no offense taken. I appreciate your comments about the juice fast. I was only 30 days, not 90 days, plus days. That's good. But it was a very eye-opening. It allowed me to realize that the way I was eating is extremely taxing. Yeah, absolutely. We got to eliminate processed foods. I realized how I could smell food and see the things I have always loved, yet not want it whatsoever. Very eye-opening. And then when you eat it for the first time, the processed foods, you didn't even really like it, but there was something comforting about it. And then you continue and continue and continue. What is that comforting thing? These foreign thoughts don't want you to be experiencing that and becoming more powerful. Have you ever done liver flushing with the oil and lemon mixture? Yes. Do you think it's a good protocol? Absolutely. It's the best liver cleanse and most extreme. But you've got to be doing colon therapy. Any book that talks about this type of protocol, they say you've got to be doing the colon cleansing because the liver dumps into the colon. And if you don't get that stuff out, this is like your bloodstream gets inundated with extreme toxins, because what this does is the malic acid aspect of it breaks down all this stuff in the liver. And then when you do this thing of Epsom salts and lemon juice and oil mixture, what it does is it dilates the liver, the ducts of the liver, and then everything dumps into into your bloodstream and colon. And it's a lot, and it's intense. Your breath will smell it, and zits will come all over your face if you're not removing this. And it's recommended before, during, and after a liver cleanse to do enemas. An enema is already a huge liver cleanse because you eliminate the sewage system, and now everything can dump back into the colon. And I know you're going to the bathroom 3 times a day, so you don't need colon therapy, but nobody really needs it. It's best to do it when you're sick or when you're making improvements in your diet to help with the withdrawals. But you're also eliminating something called invisible waste matter. It's gas, and gas pressure is being pushed up against every organ of the body, kind of clogging it on some sort of level, whether it's gases, acid, bile, whatever. So colon cleansing is the most powerful detox tool anybody can do. And if you haven't done that yet, you should probably mess around with that first, and then maybe a little bit later play with liver cleansing with the colon therapy. Wow, we're already past an hour, guys. I'm gonna read 2 more questions, and then we're gonna call it quits here, and I gotta get back to the retreat. Maybe I should go to bed early. If I did that, like days and days of not sleeping beyond 6 hours and eating, I'm just gonna be like tomorrow morning. Okay. Jennifer writes, Matt, thank you for all you do. Living a healthier lifestyle is much easier when you have a supportive community and you are the head of that. I would love to connect with others on these hangouts, such as visit everyone's website and or blogs if you have them. I don't have them. If people want to put their blogs here and connect with Jennifer at news.therawfoodworld.com/live, go for it. Jennifer, maybe you want to share your information here so people can contact you so they feel more comfortable before putting their own information down. But I know it is hard to link comments to URLs or websites. Do you think it would be possible to have a forum or networking or community spot on the news site or somewhere? Ask Keith, Jennifer. Jennifer does some recipes for us on our news site. See what Keith says about it. Tina writes, coffee. How do you eliminate coffee? How detrimental is it to our bodies? This is a great question. I have some people who came to this retreat that like to drink coffee, and he started going through crazy amounts of withdrawals doing the coffee. So we went into town and grabbed some coffee. I thought it was a good idea. Now, the reason why I thought that was a good idea is, first off, it made him feel better. And he's kind of like weaning backwards, but eliminating processed foods is the most powerful thing we can do. So if you're like accustomed to drinking wine or coffee, which is not ideal for the human body, but it is, I think it would be, and that's like one of your things you savor, it's more imperative to eliminate processed foods, and you can still play with your coffee or whatever in the meantime. And when you eliminate processed foods while drinking coffee, it is such a profound change. And but you have to stick with it for the rest of your life. This is like a long-term decision. Okay, I'm allowed to drink coffee, but I'm eliminating processed foods here right now. I'm never gonna eat them again. So you do that, you're drinking coffee, your body is changing on a chemical level. You're requiring less food. You are going through withdrawals and detox. You are doing absolutely great. Your skin is looking more beautiful. Your hair and skin and nails, everything is right on, awesome. And then after years of doing this, seriously, without going and doing processed foods, your body adapts and evolves and withdrawals and detox to the point where you adapt to your new current diet here. And then what happens is you become cleaner and your body tries to take it to the next level. And it might be the coffee may be too much for you, and this might be a good time to start weaning down the coffee a little bit. And then you do half of what you used to do, and then you evolve and adapt, and you can just take this game all the way till the end. So If you have to drink the coffee, but eliminate these processed foods that are extremely damaging to the human system and clog up our body. Coffee is not ideal, but the processed foods are probably more damaging than the coffee. This stuff is crazy. It's like glue in the human body, creating plaster against organs, creating zits and pus and all sorts of stuff. Thanks, Matt. Tell all your retreaters that all of us, Beulah, wish we could be there. Lucky ducks. Come on, December retreat is open. There are already people signing up for that bad boy. It's going to be off the hook. It's going to be off the hook. And, oh, you guys, we went horseback riding today, and my inner thighs are just, oh, we were galloping like crazy. The advanced people went ahead. It's just crazy. It's incredible here. The retreat ends tomorrow. It ends tomorrow. It's 8:06. Thanks for coming on, guys. Someone writes, I wish I could come to a retreat. I need a change. You guys could feel it. There's crazy amounts of change going on. It's the most rewarding thing possible for me. And then these hangouts are one of the most rewarding things for me possible. This is what I do. And then I'm coming to the States, to a state near you. I'm not sure when yet, though. We got Angela's visa appointment going down. So yeah. All right, everybody, this was a rockin' hangout, 1 hour during the retreats. I do these every week, no matter what the circumstances is. If I'm in Galapagos and the internet is going like a snail, I do it. If there's a retreat going on with 30 people out there right now calling my name, I do it. If there's a toilet paper roll sitting right here in front of me for no apparent reason, I do it. And I'll see you next Tuesday at the Raw Food World Hangout.